we're going to welcome on stage our last speaker of today. It's related to open innovation a bit in what he's doing, actually, his company. He will explain, but he's helping a lot of French brands to be more connected to the Silicon Valley and to the ecosystem. But we wanted to invite him to focus on one specific topic he is really deep into. He's based between San Francisco and Las Vegas, and in Las Vegas, he's working with Jeff Bezos, not Jeff Bezos, the other one. So Zappos, Tony Hsieh, merci, thank you. And he's working with him to completely reinvent how retail is done in Las Vegas, and that's what he's about to talk about. Please help me welcome Dominique Piotet.
Good afternoon. I'm Dominique Piotet, as Cédric mentioned. I live between Las Vegas and San Francisco, and I'm the chief rebel of a company named Rebellion Lab that I created 5 years ago. And really what we do, what we're passionate about is digital transformation and how to help big companies to be more digital and to embrace digital. But most of all, I love shopping. I love shopping and I love fashion. And I've been working with fashion companies and retailers. And I thought it was going to be hard to work with those people to help them be more digital. And in fact, it's way easier to work with those people than to work with a pure player who want to be digital. Let me tell you, working with Zappos and Amazon has been a great journey and an extremely difficult one. And basically, I will tell you the story of a failure and how we say, and that this is the way we explain it in Silicon Valley, it's okay to fail as long as you don't blame it on anybody else. So I will talk to you about how I fail helping Zappos being more digital in Las Vegas and why I don't think it's a big success. But you're going to tell me, but why a guy who loves digital lives in Las Vegas? Well, mostly because I love fashion and because I love shopping. And Las Vegas is really the mecca for shopping. We have almost 40 million visitors per year, and those visitors are spending a lot of time shopping. Now, why is this topic of retail from offline to online and from online to offline hot now? Because we've been talking about it for years and years and years. For years and years, we said, oh my God, stores are dead. In the banking industry, we said branches are dead. And guess what? They're still there, and they're doing really fine. So why is this hot now? Well, the first reason is because the economy is still bad. I mean, retailers are fighting, everybody's fighting. And in a business, retail, where margin are everything, when the economy is bad, well, you try to do something about it. And something about it often is, how do we innovate? How do we use the tools that people want to use to shop, including their phone, to shop better? The bad news is it's going to be bad maybe for a very long time. And this slide is from the economist Robert Gordon, and basically this is 800 years of growth. And basically what you see here is 800 years of flat growth, well, 750 years of flat growth, and then you see maybe 100 years of growth, and then here we are. Actually, the white part of the graph that you see is the growth in the UK. And then we have really that strong growth that we got in the US. This is the red part of the graph. So basically, everybody's saying, wow, we had an amazing period of time where the business was good, economy was good, growth was easy. All this is over. And all this might be over for a very long period of time. Actually, the only pocket of growth we might have left for the past few next years is innovation. This is where we're going to find our growth. And where you are in the retail business, well, guess what? Your margins are low. You need to go find that growth everywhere you can. This is why this is a very hot topic right now. It's also because it's getting harder and harder. I mean, look at that graph from Faber Novel. 4 companies, what we call the GAFA, the Google, Amazon, Facebook, and Apple of the world, their valuation is 1.2 billion. And their average age is 22 years old. And then we have our old economy where, well, guess what? We have the same valuation. All the companies of the CAC 40 in France weighs exactly the same as 4 companies coming from Silicon Valley. So for the old companies, it's getting harder and harder, and they are more and more challenged by those newcomers who are coming big time. It has never been easier to create a business. It costs now almost nothing to buy chips. It costs almost nothing to buy storage. And it's going to be zero soon. It's going to become a commodity. So when you're a startup, when you want to create the next Facebook, well, basically, it's going to cost you nothing. And when you think at companies like WhatsApp, bought by Facebook for $22 billion recently, how much did it cost them to create their software? Mostly nothing. So it's going to be challenging, and the money is here, and the money is in Silicon Valley to finance those people. Well, the Moore's law. So this is another bad news for all the old companies. It's going fast and fast and faster and faster. The Moore's law, which stated, as you all know, that the power of a chip double every 18 months, which means that in Silicon Valley, you create the software that is going to run on the machine, the iPhone, that is going to be launched in 18 months, well, define now the cycle of retail. And in fact, define now the cycle of everything. If you're not able to do a project in 18 months, you're 18 months late. And if you're not able to do in 24 months, then you're 2 cycles late. Agility has become the new norm. I'm fascinated by the way Facebook became a zero mobile company to a 2/3 of their business coming from mobile in 18 months. And they did that in a very simple way. They just say, they heard the market, they went IPO in 2012, and the market told them, hey, we're not very interested in Facebook, you don't get mobile. You don't understand mobile. And Mark Zuckerberg decided to bring everybody and in an all-hands meeting and said, hey guys, from now on, we are a mobile company. And everything is going to be mobile. And look at the numbers. From 0 in 2012, we are at 2/3 of the revenue that is from mobile. Now, everything that can be digitalized will be digitalized very soon. And that's another big trend for the retailers. And that's hard for them, because when you have walls, when you have like real estate, it's going to be a really challenging thing. Transportation, commerce, tourism, dating, everything is digitalized. And all those things happen in the physical world. You need a car to do transportation. You need to deliver when you do commerce. You need houses when you do Airbnb. And all those companies don't have any of that. They just have a software. We can say that in 2014, as Mark Andreessen used to say, software has eaten the world, and every category is affected. Apps now are eating the world, as Mark Andreessen is saying also. We all have phones, and actually phones and internet is becoming more and more mobile. I mean, look at the trends. At the end of this year, 30% of the global internet traffic is going to be mobile. This is a very big challenge for retailers, because when people go into the store, they have their mobile, and more of those people are using their mobile to do shopping. 42% of in-store consumers do research online while they are in-store. So it's a big problem for retailers. How do we talk to that customer who is in our store, who has his phone, and who wants to talk to us, and we do search? Well, there's still a few good news for retailers. First of all, is 95% of the purchases of the retail sales in the US are store-related. And actually, out of those 95%, 90% happen in a store. So basically, pure player weighs nothing. And actually, if you look a little bit deeper, if you look at just Amazon, Amazon weighs only 1% of the total retail in the US. And I was talking about margin. They have no margin. They make no money, those people. They have revenue, and this is the graph on the top. They have revenue that goes from 0 in 1995, when they started the business, to almost $80 billion. And look at the margin. They're losing money. They're still losing money. Which means that pure player still have a long way to go. So it's hard for everybody. It's hot now, and it's hard for everybody to now make business in the retail business. So then I asked myself a question. Why are most retailers still sleeping? Guys, we told you you have to be fast. Software is going to eat the world. Mobile phone is going to eat the world. And you do nothing or almost nothing? Well, the first reason why I found is because you are geeky driven. It's still people who are geeks who develop your in-store new screens. I mean, I'm sorry, but when I look at the Intel Magic Mirror, this is the last thing I want to do when I go in a store. I don't want to learn how to use that screen to touch. It's not intuitive. They don't get the Apple experience. And the other thing I don't want to do is to try my clothes in front of everybody else. And actually, all the experiences shows that it just doesn't work. People don't use those things. They are also very fashion and concept store driven. This is the Karl Lagerfeld pop-up store in London. It was an extremely interesting experience, but you had to download an app, you had to go in the store, you had to take a picture of the product. Actually, there was no product, there was just picture. And then an augmented reality thing appears on your iPad, and you could browse and buy the product. Wow, just a nightmare. Doesn't work. You cannot touch, you cannot feel the product. And if 95% of us still go in a store, it's because we want to touch and feel the product. Burberry's flagship, beautiful. It's amazing. Just iPad that doesn't work, people who are not trained and we don't know and we can't explain to you how it works. It's a failure. It's just a good PR. Of course, all retailers are trying. I'm just going to give you one example, and something that is really striking to me is the click and collect system. More and more people find this extremely convenient. You go on the website, you click, and you go on the store to collect the product you bought. Problem is with that is more and more people want to do that. For Best Buy, it's almost now 35% of the clients who start the shopping experience online, click and say, hey, I want to collect my product in the store. All the idea for our retailers is to create what is key, foot traffic. You want people to go to your store. And it's a good idea to create foot traffic by the click and collect system. People are in my store. I'm going to be able to cross-sell and to upsell. Guess what? It doesn't work. It doesn't work because there's so many people who like it that you have to create a special counter, a special lane, and people go in, they go to the counter, they wait, they're unhappy, and then they go out because they just want to be in and out. So all those experiences don't really work because they are not seamless. They are not well integrated. So one of the things retailers are saying is, hey, why don't I work with startup? This is a huge thing. I should work with startup. And this is the example of Radio Shack. Radio Shack, which by the way doesn't I mean, it's not working very well. They decided to partner with PCH, an incubator from San Francisco, to source products in China. Great. Except that after a few months, they realized that they were killing the startup they were working with because they were not able to pay them on time because their process was, we pay after 2 to 3 months. But when you're a startup, it's impossible to be paid in 2 to 3 months. So they had to put in place a new process to make sure that at least they were not killing the startup they were working with. The collision of two worlds. Now, retailers are fighting. They are doing stuff, they're fighting. But guess what? It's not easy either for pure player. They're fighting as well. And this is the story of my failure. Actually, really, everything starts by this. What's great about pure player is what they know about their customer. They have tons of information on what you do. And they can do recommendation. Algorithm is king. When you look at the numbers on Amazon.com, 35% of sales are directly coming from recommendation. When you look at the numbers on Netflix, 75% of sales are directly coming from recommendation. This is huge. If they could use that in the physical world, imagine what they could do if they could match those two things. If they could help the people who are in the store with recommendation, oh, you bought that last time, you should buy this. And some of them are trying. Newcomers, bonobos. But they're doing it right. Those guys are doing it right. What do? It's a man clothes and apparels website. They've opened physical store, and basically what you can do in those physical store, you can buy, but what you can buy, but you cannot take the product with you. The only thing you can do is you can try, you can choose, you can pay, but they have no stock. They're going to send you the product. And actually, when you're a retailer, it's great because then I really know who my customer is. I know his personal data, I know where he lives, I can track him. And I don't carry any stock in my store, which is a nightmare for any retailers because you don't know what people are going to like. Same thing, Warby Parker, the glasses company. Basically, they're doing the same thing, and they're breaking the model. They can make that cheap because you cannot buy in their store. You can try, you cannot buy anything, and they will send you everything. So those two companies are creating a model that works. Now, as I told you, I failed. I failed explaining and trying to work with one of the bigger players, Zappos, was based in Las Vegas. So Zappos started in 1999. It's already an old company. It's already a well-established company. And let me tell you, if retailers are thinking like in the good old days, some pure players are still also thinking like in the good old days. And innovation is not easy for anybody. When you have 2,200 employees, when you're doing 2.5 billion in revenue, it's hard to go find the growth. It's hard to find new ways of doing this business. But I went to Las Vegas and we decided to try to open a store. And where I failed is really to explaining the management. How would it work? The store actually opened 2 weeks ago. This is where it is. This is downtown Las Vegas. This is only a pop-up store for now. It's 20,000 square feet. And I took that picture Saturday, and look where it is. I mean, it's a basic of retail. Location, location, location. We are close to an old casino where you can do bingo and we can have cocktails 24 hours. What does it tell you about Las Vegas? It tells you it's not on the Strip. It's downtown, where the whole casinos are, where nobody goes before 12 in the evening. It's where the heavy partier are going. And of course, the store is closed there. They don't get the location thing. Second thing, foot traffic is everything. This is a picture I took Saturday. What does it tell you about that store? It's empty. Nobody goes. But guess what? Wednesday, they were on TV, on national TV. Tony Hsieh, the founder of Zappos, was on national TV on all the channel saying, hey, we opened that beautiful store. Well, it's empty. And why is it empty? Because the experience is not great. And I will tell you on the technological part, but on the physical part, the experience is not great because you cannot try the product. You can go in the store. There's tons of product. There's no fitting room. They have only one size of everything. If I go to a store to see a product, I want to try it. You can't try it. That's the first thing. The second thing is, oh my God, they did a kiosk for the checkout. Every retailer knows that kiosks don't work because people don't want to work with a kiosk in front of everybody. You don't want to pay around everybody. You don't want to enter your personal data around everybody. And actually, if you go into a store, it's not to talk to a machine and to learn how a machine is going to work. I mean, we did a lot of experimentation with heavy retailers. We know that after 6 months, you take the kiosk out of the store because either it's broken, it's hard to maintain, and actually you don't really capture anything from it. I'm going to show you now a video, and sorry, I'm not sure the quality is great, but this is a video we did of how does it work concretely when you want to buy something at that store.
So I have 3 items that I selected. I have a t-shirt, I have a pair of boots, and I have a pair of sneakers. So now it's time to check out. I press Scan App to check out. Now
So
I have
you have
a
to learn
barcode.
something.
I put the barcode underneath the screen, and then my items appear. Except you can see that one of my items doesn't appear on the screen here.
Bad experience.
Now I'm going to go ahead and try to pay. I'll enter in my address.
And it goes on and on and on. What type of experience
How do you feel
is
with
that?
the screen and touch screen?
Okay, that's it about the video. And actually, I think I'm going to go very fast about the presentation. But what I really wanted to tell you is it's hard for everybody, and nobody has a solution. And it's not because you're a pure player that you're going to have a great solution in store, because you don't understand retail. You don't understand how to drive foot traffic. You don't understand location, because actually you created your business by, I'm available anytime, anywhere, on any device. But guess what? When you are a retailer, you know that it's not the way it works. You have to be open at certain hours. You have to carry products. People have to be able to try. And the checkout process has to be simple. And you need help. You don't need an empty store with a kiosk that doesn't work. So, in less than a minute, what's next? Well, what's next is everything is going to blur, and we really see that happening. In 2020, pure players don't exist anymore. Everybody is online and offline at the same time. And the learning curve is high, but as I told you, everybody's catching up with the 18-month cycle. Everything that can be connected is connected. We saw that on stage today, which means that the shopping experience is going to be extremely different because my fridge is going to be connected, so I won't have to bother by ordering. My closet is going to be connected, so when my socks are old, I'm going to be able to connect with a service that is going to send me new socks. So basically, all the experience is going to change. Hardware and services are blend, and actually the winner might be Amazon with something like Dash. This thing is amazing. It's in your kitchen, and it allows you to order what everything is missing in your kitchen. You can talk to it. You can say, I need Apple, or you can scan the product, and guess what? All of a sudden, it's going to appear and be ordered. And what's interesting in this, it's a family thing. It's in the kitchen, so everybody can order. The customer is really at the center, finally, and it's going to be in 2020, and those are the values of Amazon. And let me tell you, they believe in this, and I feel like this will happen. Anytime, anywhere, any device became a seamless reality. So I don't care if I start online and finish offline or the reverse. as I just want to buy. It has to be easy. No scanning, no kiosk, no, it's centered around my experience. And we are all makers. We do stuff. We don't buy physical stuff, but we buy intelligence, we buy plants, and we print stuff at home. And this will happen because it's cheaper that way, and it's better for everybody. And in 2020, I will still love shopping, but I hope I will, and we will all shop seamlessly. Thank you.
Thank you. You see, it's good to be the last one, so we can give you some minutes.
Sorry?
It's good to be the last one, so we can give you some more minutes.
I knew it.
So you have 2 questions from the audience going from
Yes.
the Interact part of our mobile app.
I've got a good one. French retail companies are big. Do you believe they can understand this change?
French companies?
The retailers.
Yes, of course. I think we have amazing retailer in France. And I saw a lot of them in Silicon Valley. All the Mullier family is extremely familiar with going to Silicon Valley. I think we have, honestly, we have amazing retailers in France. And sometimes I even find the US are not so in advance when I look at what's happening in stores in France, in Europe, in general.
Okay, another one, Zappos. What were the researchers saying before opening the store?
That's a good one. Do you know something called gut feeling? that deep feeling that you have to get physical at one point. Because, you know, Zappos, they're selling shoes. Buying a pair of shoes is a very emotional thing. People are very well connected with their shoes, especially me and a few girlfriends I know. And they want to try. It's key, because it's not because you know your size that it's going to work. So it was mainly gut feeling and this idea that you have to try stuff. So really the research was, okay, we have to try. We'll see where it goes.
Okay, we'll have time. Let's take the last 2 ones. So how is today? No, please don't add any questions when I say we take the last 2. So how today's generation will be shopping in 30 years? Unseamless experience will be no issue at all.
Yeah,
right?
Actually it's really interesting, because when we look at the research, the very interesting generation are the millennials, the people who are starting to have money, good revenues, and who are born and raised with the internet. And that population, because they are starting to get money, should be actually the target and the main target for any retailers now. Now, in 30 years, well, look at your kids. Look at what they're doing. My son was 18 months. The first toy he played with was a phone. The second one was a tablet. Guess what?
Okay, next one. Any best practice in how retailers can start implementing the recommendation algorithm in physical stores?
No, I haven't seen a lot of things actually, and I think it's a hard one. It's a tough one, because it's really related to privacy and how you want retailers to use your data. And the only people who are or who could do something right is the people who have a strong fidelity card. How do you go? Loyalty system. Because those best customers are your best customers, and those loyalty systems are more and more digital. They are more and more an app in your phone. So if you can target those really great customers, then you can follow them seamlessly. And I strongly believe that loyalty systems are going to evolve hugely in the future, and they are going to help with that.
Okay, and just to give a short answer on the last one, from 0 to 10, 10 is like you're completely excited about it. What do you think about beacons?
I'm ecstatic. 12.
12, okay.
I love them.
Thanks a lot, Dominique.
You're welcome.
Thanks
you.
very much.
Thank you.